I thought as they're my closest challenges, you might want to see a game where we play Hull. They're doing quite well. They're within, 4 points of me. They're dominating the division, and if I wasn't here, they would dominate it. So we can have a look at their team. So Julian Johnson's always quite good. Monroe's quite good. Row. Dave Beresford, decent. So they've got a load of decent players. They brought Lee Lam in as well. He does well. Gary Alexander always scores goals. Robin Hulbert, decent central midfielder as well. So they've got a decent team. However, I would expect that we'd win this game. So let's go. I've still got it on the slower commentary speed, I think. I don't know what Bullock that is. If that's Jimmy Bullock, then he might end up scoring. Decent player. It's Tony Bullock in goal. Just single-handedly stopping this from being a rout. So, Mariano, the central midfielder I was talking about, really good player. Because you get a lot of passes, and they're also passes on target completed. And the other centre back that I was talking about, with his jumping and his pace, he gets a lot of tackles and headers. So he really helps the defence out. So hopefully no last minute goal. Last minute goal for us is good. Hopefully we can get a hat trick for our centre forward. That'd be lovely. Oh no, Holm will just had to. So yeah, so that's the second best team. 12 shots on target versus 2 shots on target. Both our strikers score. Our centre backs doing really well. Our passing midfielder, 48 passes, 43 on target. Didn't get any assists, which is annoying. And Marek getting an assist as well. So by this time your team is just too strong. It's just too good. So it does make it the next few seasons quite easy. So the big challenge is to get yourself a squad together that'll win the league, the Premier League. So I thought it was worthwhile doing this game against Reading in the Vans Trophy. We've beaten Rushden 3-0 away. Kim Jung-kyum scored his first goal for the club. He does alright, but he's just not as good as our superstar, which obviously is an issue for him. So Evans is going to come back in, and I think that's about it. That was the only change for the last game. So Reading do have some exceptionally good players, although Callaghan wasn't what I was thinking of. Okay, wasn't what I was thinking of. They don't seem to be playing him. Let me have a look if they've transferred him out. No. Okay, the worst thing is I can't even think of what I'm thinking of. There he is. Anthony Rougier. This guy is incredibly good. Brilliant player. Happy to see he's not playing, although they are still playing this disgusting formation. What are they doing? Alright, so let's go for this one. So I'm still on the slower speed of the match, just because that's the one that I think you can read it on. Or maybe you can't. So Evans doing well. I don't really take him on unless they're really struggling, because these are my best players by a long way. So Holm again. Like I said, you can get him on this game. I'm not sure if it's on the original database. I'm not sure if it's a new edition, but he's brilliant with whatever he is. So Mariano's not really getting the level of passes that we normally expect from a player with high creativity, high passing. I'm not quite sure why. I've probably messed something up. Evans still getting all his tackles. My wingers aren't really getting the amount of runs that they need to, but we're still winning there. And Ishashi being absolutely fantastic again, getting us another clutch goal. Doesn't look great, does he? But he is. So that's another potential banana skin done, and I'll see you in the next video. So last 2 league games, 1-1 against Bury, where we had 13 shots to their 3, and we managed to not win. Elliot Morris got man of the match. Then a 2-2 versus Mansfield, we had 8 shots to their 4, and we managed to not win. And yeah, bit annoying. So we've now got Cardiff in the FA Cup away, 3rd round. They've got a very good team. We are going to use our new left winger in this game. I'll just show you him now. It's Carl Scarthier. He's got a host of attributes here that mean that he could be a decent goal scorer. Obviously, like I said about passing, he needs better balance for dribbling, but he looks like he should be a decent fit for our left wing. Although Hishashi's been very good, obviously. Okay, let's go. We'll get on the fasts. Fast. Okay, always nice to see the striker score. 5 shots on target. Yeah, we'll just keep it the same. It's my best team. Obviously, the big worry here is Leo Fortune West winning headers. I'm pretty much doing a shutout job on them. I think that's Mariano's first goal for the club. So Garcia's had a pretty underwhelming game there, but Holm, Marek and Mariano obviously doing us proud. Not really that many runs again, but yeah, 4-0 away. We'll take that. Okay, see you in the next cup game, which is literally about 30 seconds time for you. League Cup semi-final against Leeds. If they play this team, we are not in a good way. 4th in Prem. They're very good. They've still got Ferdinand in this one. One of the reasons that United are so good in the 68 is because they've got Ferdinand instead of Leeds having him, and he makes them incredibly good compared to what they are. But obviously, as it Leeds in this one, I mean, this team is just insane. Really is excellent. They do pretty well in everything. They lost to PSV last season. They're still in the Champions League at the moment, so it's going to be a tough game. Even their reserves are very good, like Keane, Smith, Dewberry, Gary Kelly. Don't know who he is. So this is not going to be easy. The other problem is that my best defender's suspended and my second best defender's unfit. So I've got my second choice defence. And the physicals of this team is just not as good. So pray for me, guys. Yeah, on the right speed. And they have gone with a pretty decent team, although it's not their first team. They've got like a pretty strong team out. Keane and Q all are playing, which is ridiculous. So yeah, this is just, and this is a disgusting formation. It's a 1 centre forward formation. So I mean, this is just a horrible team to be playing against. I believe Keegan is pretty good, and Kilgallen also is very good. So yeah, I'll take just a 1-0 defeat against that team. That team's good enough to like do very well in the Premier League. It's ridiculous. So yeah, not much you can do there. Hopefully in the second game they will. I mean, even Batty's brilliant. In the second game, hopefully they'll have a weaker team, and then we've got a chance of winning. Because if we'd got Millwall or Bradford, either of these two other teams, we'd be in the final already. See you in the next one. Since the Leeds game, we've played a couple of games. We've played away at Carlisle, where we won 4-0, and the goalkeeper got a 5. I think it was quite harsh. 10 shots on target, 4 goals. So, but the problem is that Varane's quite a decent centre forward with his off the ball and his pace, but they've not really got anyone else that's that good at this moment in time. Christian Fox can be okay, but he's got this marking, dribbling thing which doesn't really help. Then we beat Bournemouth 5-0 in the Vans. Lopez, on one of his rare starts, has come and scored some goals. So as you can see, jumping, flair, pace, dribbling, balance, finishing. So he's a good centre forward. It's just my other two are better. Then we played Cheltenham 1-2-1 in the league. Kieran Jungkyum playing instead of the injured Evans, or maybe suspended. So we're playing away at Wolves now. Wolves 7th in the Prem. I believe they went up last season. They've got a good team. Gareth Waller's always a good pick up from Bradford if you can get him as well. So this is where players that are more like the more elite players, so decent physicals, decent attributes, these players are much better in the engine because these are the ones that were meant to be mid-table of the Premier League. That's what they're meant to be. So these perform quite well because they've still got freakish elements, and Matthew Murray doesn't. There's still got freakish elements to them. However, they're not like in the complete freak area because they're just. So Paul Butler obviously here, he's someone that's got freakish elements to him with his 23 marking and 23 heading. So generally the players with the freakish elements are the ones that start getting their marking and their positioning and their finishing to 25, 26, 27 generally, and then they've got like this difference between low creativity, although his are quite high, so he might be a little bit better. Yeah, they got quite a decent team. So we're away at these in the FA Cup. So the FA Cup's much harder to win than the League Cup. Far harder because they're more likely to play their best teams. Whereas in the League Cup you might get a few gimmies like I showed you before. In terms of midfielders, my new left wingers come in, taking some of the load off Hishashi, so Carlos Garcia, and then Paul Evans is still suspended. And then up front we've got the two players, so Holmes going to have to have a worldie here, isn't he? And we are going to. Last time I completely forgot to. Oh no, I put it on fast now. So we'll see. I'm assuming they're starting. This is a formation that does really well in this game. Not many people play it, but it does do well. We got 4-1-2-1-2 because it's a centralised formation. Which Johnson have they got there? Yeah, decent defensive midfielder from Watford. Okay, let's go. I'd expect to lose this game most of the time for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a decent team. Number two, they've got a formation that's quite good at countering my formation. So you want these centralised formations. So we wouldn't expect to win this game ever. And as you can see, we're just not creating chances. So this is just because our players just aren't good enough at the moment. We've not got a good enough defence really. We've not got the sort of players we're going to need to beat teams like this. So when they're playing 4-4-2, we do have an advantage against them, but when they play the centralising formation, we don't. So against 4-1-3-2, also we do not have a great advantage. And there you go. So we've not really created any clear-cut shots on target or anything like that. And it's just this. If you pack the middle of the pitch, this is how you can pretty much break the game. Even more so than using freak players. So packing the middle of the pitch is a great way. So a centralised formation, so obviously you can play 2-1-3-1-3 is a formation that's generally considered up there with the best. And you can even have like one centre back and use that. But yeah, that's to be expected. Not too bothered about that. So I'm going to save the game, and I will see you at the next cup game. This is literally about 30 seconds after the last one. So we're playing Cardiff. After we beat them in the FA Cup 4th round this season, 4-0. We're now playing them away in the... No, at home, sorry, in the Vans Trophy. We've got a couple of injury concerns. Peter Henning being unfit is really not helping because he's so much better than the other defenders. We've lost our right winger as well, which again is not the most ideal of things. Although we are going to use Horizon, and then Seymour can be our substitute. And obviously the return of the fouling machine Paul Evans is great. Now attackers. Now one thing you can do to make people get fit quicker is go onto training and just take them to no training. By the way, look how many greens there are. When you don't really have to worry about it, you just put them all on everything, get some good coaches, and just everything goes green. For most attributes. But this brings me back to the point where I was making. Like, let's say you want to train your player so the off the ball goes up. Right, so you want to make off the ball go up. But you literally have no way of ensuring that if off the ball goes up on their training and something that you don't want to go up doesn't go up. So you basically randomness is what's going to prevent you from doing what you want to do. So if you put everyone on fitness training, that's one thing that can just keep going up, and it's not really got any limit. So I put a lot of players on fitness training, not in this game, but if I was doing it myself properly, I would put them on fitness training. Right, enough from me on that one. Let me just show you the Cardiff team. The Cardiffians, I know they're not Welsh, they're Cardiffians. Sissons is a decent player sometimes. Creativity in passing, decent this time. Fowler, wrong Fowler. Fortune West, who we spoke about before. So yeah, decent team. So this is one of the reasons that you can score more goals against a 4-4-2 than you can a 4-1-2-1-2. It's for my central midfielders to score goals. In a 4-4-2, there's only two players around him. In a 4-1-2-1-2, it takes quite a while to say that, doesn't it? In a 4-1-2-1-2, there's four players around him, and the match engine just basically shuts him down, so it makes it really hard for him to get anywhere. Although against a centralising formation, your wingers generally do better. Oh yeah, this game's insane, isn't it? Okay, so the substitute came on, scored a goal. I do like obviously having more substitutes. It's just better. Leo Fortune West is an absolute dagger into my heart. Just goals, goals, goals. We'll take that. Nice golden goal for you all to watch. We didn't even get back to the game, did we? And the directors are pleased. So I'll see you in the next leg against Leeds. Thought I'd start this episode showing you that Andre, the central midfielder, I put his value at 2.5 million, and Man City and Southampton are after him, obviously playing really well. If players play well, teams will come in for them. So the Jim and me just say 1.7 million deal. I'll sell him for 2.5. Having more money is always worthwhile because all these players are replaceable in theory. He just had one game away at York where we just played a B team basically and almost lost. El Sudani, obviously good enough to play first team, so that's why I don't mind losing Nietzsche, so that's fine. I don't think I'll come back for the Brighton games, but if we get through in the League Cup, I will definitely come back for the League Cup final. The FA Cup, obviously, like I said, going out to Wolves. So we're playing Leeds. And they're 1-0 up on aggregate. I'm just trying to find their team. So again, another formation we don't really like playing against. We much prefer against 4-4-2. We play better against that. Once we've got our freak team, then obviously we don't care what we play against, but currently we do care about that. Hopefully they've got some big games coming up. So yeah, they've got these games here, so they might play a weak team. That's the hope, obviously, that they do have just beaten Inter in the Champions Cup, and they are quite a strong team. So hopefully they don't play their best team. It's an okay team, I guess. It's We could have done with them playing none of their star players. And that's really bad, because now I'm missing my best right winger and my best central midfielder. I expect them to score in this game, which means that we will not go through, because it is on away goals. I've not put the patch on where it's not on away goals yet, but there is one, I believe, that you can have it where away goals don't count. There you go. So you'd expect we might score another goal, but we will go out with this one, which is quite annoying. Well, that's more annoying. So just when, and obviously man of the match, I believe in both games their goalkeeper did. Oh, that's not the game that they played against us. This is the game they played against us. In both games, like, this is the game that we really lost in, but them just playing such a strong team makes it really hard for us, and missing our right winger, so frustrating, but that's the end of our League Cup run. Like I said, if we played the other two teams, we would have been through, so we've just been unlucky in the draw there that we've played against Leeds. So I will probably see you sometime towards when we're going to win the league, hopefully. Next episode.